If I ask you to name 5 people in your life that you love the most, I guess it would include your spouse, your kids, your parents, your siblings, your friends, your pets, right? Now take a pause and think, are you in that list of top 5 people in your life? Myself, Dr. Kanupriya, a pharmacist by qualification and people strategist by profession, and a wife, a daughter, a mother by will, and looking forward to have a great evening today with you guys to share my own journey. Let me walk you through my roller coaster. 17th April 1984. That is when I was born. Belonging to a Punjabi middle class family, my dad was 5 brothers, and we were blessed to have 28 people across 4 generations living in the same house. I was 8 years old when my eldest sister got married, and I was on cloud 9. Not because probably she got the best life partner, but because my elder sister's kinetic Honda was getting passed to the 4th sister of mine. Her Luna was going to get passed to the younger sister. The bicycle was getting passed to my younger brother, and that is when I was used to going to buy my own bicycle. I was never a good student in my high school. And when it comes to getting into my graduation, I choose Bachelor's of Pharmacy. Not something because that I was interested in, but something because what my siblings felt, and probably taking in consideration my low grades, and thinking about that, is this accommodating my dad's beautiful constraint? I don't care what you do, but aap Indore se bahar nahi jayenge. Loved the city. I accepted the challenges and the dedication. Tried to turn the tables, became a good student, got good grades, topped the university, got campus placed, and became the so-called ideal kid of the family. Then it was by year 2006 when I was preparing for my master's in pharmacy, but destiny had something else for me to unfold. I got married to a handsome young gentleman called Vinay at an age of 22. And trust me, he was the respite of my life. Finally, I got someone to blame for anything and everything wrong that happens in my life. Friends, this is when I was preparing for my master's in pharmacy, and he was heading towards Australia. We decided to turn tables, and I started, instead of M-Pharma, I chose to do MBA in Human Resources from Swinburne University, Melbourne. Within 6 months of our movement, we got a permanent residency in Australia. And more than us, the people around us were happy of us getting our permanent residency. But very soon, within 3 years, we realized, and the roots called back. So we surrendered our permanent residency and moved back to India. Now, if I look and reflect on how has that journey been for me, I think all the measures, either small or big decisions in my life, from this bicycle that I want to ride, to the graduation that I want to do, to the person I want to get married, or the city we want to live in, definitely had a bigger say in my life. But it was deeply influenced by people around me. It was influenced by what were their priorities in life. It was influenced by what others felt was good for us. Again, no regrets. Probably at that time, I didn't even knew what I wanted. And from a third person's perspective, I almost had everything that you need in a good life. A caring family, a good education, a loving husband. Everything that was needed was there. But still, I felt a vacuum. What was that vacuum? I realized it when I joined Radhaswami Satsang as a spiritual follower and learned to discover myself. Discover what does happiness mean to me. Discover what are my priorities. Discover what is self-love. Unfortunately, neither of our schools, universities, friends, family teach us that the most important person in our life is not our spouse, our parents, or kid, but it is we ourselves. कभी किसी ने खुद से प्यार करना सिखाया ही नहीं. Nobody told that yes, you are the most important person in your life. कभी हमने, and especially when I see people in my surroundings, I never saw my elders loving themselves. कभी किसी को खुद से प्यार करते देखा नहीं. Why? I never saw any of my elders probably spending their weekend pursuing their own hobby. I never saw my mom cooking the vegetable of her choice as her first preference. My and my dad's wish list was always her priority. What does that mean? What does that felt? And that's probably was my aha moment, and I realized probably that vacuum was self-love. What is self-love? Self-love is valuing your own self. Self-love is giving yourself the permission to think about yourself first. Self-love is being honest to yourself. Self-love could be as small as घर पर बिना झूठ बोले पार्टी करने जाना. Self-love could be as small as going for a movie alone if you do not have anyone to tag along. Self-love could be as small as being a bahu, being a daughter-in-law, managing work and responsibilities, still not giving up your dance class. Self-love is about being a homemaker and without hesitation saying, I don't want to take care of the household chores today. 2. Self-love could be as big as trying to manage not to take a career break to nurture your kids. Self-love could be as big as going for a mental therapy if you need one. Self-love could be going for your dream vacation alone. Self-love could be jumping to a different city if you need to chase your dreams. Self-love to me is the Kareena Kapoor of Jab We Met. मैं अपनी favorite हूँ. I am my favorite. Self-love is not giving the world the less of you. Self-love is giving the world the best of you. The biggest misconception that I feel self-love brings is that self-love makes you swarthi. It makes you selfish. Friends, what is swarthi? Do you mean if you practice self-love, you're going to demean others? You're going to disregard them? You are going to step on their shoulders and move up? Are you going to manipulate? You're going to be egoistical? Self-centered? No. A big no. Self-love is valuing your own self. Let's take a deeper dive. Self-love is being selfish, being swarthi. What does the word swarthi means? Swa means me, myself, and arth is understanding yourself. So swarthi means understanding your own self. It is doing what you want to do rather than what others want you to do. Self-love is prioritizing your time, using your time and energy wisely. I always feel that self-love is something that keeps you going. Self-love is something that how do you practice it? How do you bring it into action? There is no secret sauce to it. There is no harm in talking about bath bombs to scented candles to spas as the biggest marketed form of self-love. But that's not what it is. A true self-love is investment of yours in your own self. It has nothing to do with your shopping carts or your wallet size. It is about understanding your own self. It is about looking forward. What is it that brings happiness to you as an individual? I would like a massage, but one of my friends would not. To me, an ideal vacation is going on a beach and reading a book. But for others, it could be probably enjoying the water sports. There is no right or wrong to it. It is about valuing what you care for. What I feel is different when it comes to self-love is understand how do I do it? What is the practice that I follow? You can never pour out from an empty cup. You first need to fill your own cup to draw the best out of it. The mantra that I have been using for self-love is the acronym ACT, A-C-T, and I choose to act daily on my act. A, for being self-aware for yourself. C, for doing the self-care. And T, for trusting your own self. Let's take a deeper dive into each one of them. Being self-aware is understanding your own emotions, your behaviors, your expressions. How do we do that? It will need active listening. It will need mindfulness. It would need you to live in the present, to schedule your daily check-in. And what do you do in a daily check-in? Watch your routine. Watch what kind of emotions you trigger. Watch what is it that keeps you happy. Label your emotions. Understand your triggers. Take feedback from your inner circle. And once you keep on doing this, you will be able to help prioritize your priorities in life. And then check, am I doing and spending my time as per my priority list? If yes, bingo, you are doing self-love. But if not, take a pause and reflect, where am I digressing? What is it that would make me different? You can choose your own technique that you follow for self-love. To me, I find meditation and probably sitting alone with yourself for 10 minutes a day give you a lot of awareness about you as an individual. Trust me, it is not easy to sit idle. Choose what works for you. The C of the act comes as care, self-care, giving a balanced diet to your body, mind, and soul. Body, probably being the external one, gets a lot of attention already. We keep a track of the calories that we eat, the balanced diet that we follow, the steps do we do, the fitness regime that we follow, the challenges that we take. If you are doing all of it, great, keep on. And if not, let's start taking the baby steps. The second comes as the food for your mind. What is an ideal mental diet that you would like to follow? A diet that is going to create the necessary stimulation to your mind and brings the relaxation. Activities that can stimulate your mind could be reading, puzzles, books, following your hobbies, developing a new skill. And relaxation could be something that helps you unwind, that helps you stay calm, that helps you relax. And for what works for me is probably sleeping. Nothing beats the comfort that you enjoy by taking a 2-hour naps on a Sunday. But do we prioritize that? And third, the most important, the balanced diet for our own soul. The balanced diet for our soul. How do we create that inner calmness? How do we nurture our connection to the divine light and the soul, which helps us get out of the karmic cycle and achieve the state of nirvana, which is the ideal end destination for self-love and the end goal that we want to chase to. The T from the acronym of ACT that can help you self-love is trust. Trust your own self. Trust your misconceptions about you being, मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. नहीं, मैं कर सकता हूँ. I can do it. I will make it happen. I have the ability to do it. Embrace your imperfections. These imperfections make you uniquely beautiful and help you define who you as an individual are. Try and practicing an art of giving compliments to each yourself. Compliments on what you feel has been standing out. Not necessarily it has to be something very big. Compliment yourself to as small as, probably, this is something which I would like. I cleaned up my cupboard. I helped my wife cleaning up the kitchen. I could check in all my to-do list. Is something that qualifies to be your pat on the back. Celebrate your accomplishments. Understand what are your wow moments for them and enjoy and relish it. So to sum up, friends, I would like to say self-love is not like a Goa destination where we go and enjoy once every year. Self-love is the Netflix series that we enjoy binge watching continuously, season 1, season 2, and continue. Self-love is being selfish. Remember, swa and arth, understanding your own self. Khud se pyar karo. And like the everlasting romantic films of Yash Raj, it is Ja Simran Ja, जी ले अपनी ज़िंदगी. This is Kanupriya signing off with the extended version of myself. Thank you, everyone.